enjoying myself going over Sony's little details after that leak. So, one thing that caught my eye was how exactly were these games doing in sales? And it goes all the way back to the PS1 with over 100 titles. Like, how is Sony games actually faring? Now, if I understand this right, this basically goes from under 1 means 100, everything that is under. And it is units, starting with Concrete Genie VR. Never heard of it. Spyro Collector's Edition. Now I was like, what? It's definitely not Spyro Reignite. There was Collector's Edition. And then I went back and I Googled it and I'm like, oh, I vaguely remember that. And it's something that came out in 2017? Eh, that's interesting to say the least. But I guess all things considered, it sold fairly well for what it was. The Last of Us Part 1 on PC. Hmm. I'm gonna say it's going to do more in time. Easy fair to say. Firewall Zero Hour VR, don't know what it is. Everybody's Golf VR. Another VR. Blood and Truth VR. Then we have Ratchet and Clank Into the Nexus. A game that would you think type of game that comes to mind? Well, actually, it doesn't, unless you're a Ratchet Clank game, but it is a exclusive um Insomniac. Wait, no, it's not. It is exclusive to the PS4, but I don't. Technically, the Insomniac games wasn't acquired till like after the PS4 game, a while after that. So yeah, technically it can't count. But anyway, it's under a million. Nexus did not do well. Like I mentioned in my last video that yeah, that the PS4 game pretty much saved them. Ico, a bit of a shame that did not get higher, but again, this is not bad. Predator Hunting Ground for the PS4. Oh, that game. Yeah, I was thinking of Concrete Jungle. That's the only Predator game I ever played. Ratchet and Clank Full Frontal Assault. PS3 and PS Vita. Boy, this. I wonder if that's the only mention of the PS Vita because, goodness, I found it was like nothing on that. It was like nothing on that in the league. They did not care about the Vita, even though the Vita had its fans, rabid fans. Yeah, but everything considered, it was a great console from what I understand. Uncharted Legacy of Thieves, PS5, PC. I don't remember anything about that. But oh yeah, actually played Ratchet Clank for Full Frontal Assault. I believe the first time this year or late last year. It was meh. I really couldn't finish it. Interesting what it is. Tower defense, but didn't keep my attention, and apparently it is still has made a slightly active online thing, but um, I probably enjoyed if I played with others. Siphon Filter, a game I went back and played on the PS1 when the PS Plus came out. An enjoyable game. Even though because I couldn't, it's a type of game where you don't really have an analog control. So I was using it, and I was like, this is awkward. But thank goodness, memory served me right, and the taser was as fun as ever, and with crazy long range. I played, I enjoyed that. I enjoyed going back. Returnal, I have not played, not my type of game. Wipeout Pure. Well, it's for PSP and got our first million here, 2006. Don't know what it is. NFL Game Day, the PS1. Do they make NFL games anymore? Or is that just all Madden? Sly Cooper and the Devious Raccoons. It is kind of a shame that Sly Cooper is not a lot higher than that. I mean, it still means it did well, but they had sequels at all. But given that that's the first game, that pretty much means that the sequels are not on here. We'll see, but generally, from what I've seen, how this goes, the first game does the most, and it's down here from there, downhill from there. But yes, Sly Cooper games are solid. The first one is different. I mean, the first one is different from the latter games, but it still aged fairly well. Motor Storm Pacific Rim. What? Pacific Rim game? No, I guess it's sold okay. Killzone 2, the Killzone series. Never played them. I heard they were decent. Everybody golf portable. Have to imagine that in the con. Excuse me. I had to imagine that the golf games and for PSP didn't exactly cost too much, so that's definitely a win for Sony. Astro Rescue Mission VR. Never heard of it. Twisted Metal 4. All right. PS1. Who made that again? What's his name? I see him online a lot. David something. God of War guy. X2 Extreme. Forgot what that was, but I think I might have played it. PS1. Don't have a date mentioned. Uncharted Golden Abyss. PS Vita? Or is that supposed to be a 5? Am I supposed to be a 5? I don't know. But I never played it. I only played like one, maybe two Uncharted games. I played a little bit of the online. The online was decent. NFL Game Day 99. Secret Agent Clank for the PSP. Oh yes, this does bring me back that the Secret Agent Clank is the second best-selling Ratchet and Clank game. Yeah, apparently due to bundles, but yeah, congratulations, Secret Agent Clank. Wait, no, it's not Secret Agent Clank. I think it was Science Matters. One of them. Well, I guess we'll see. Ratchet and Clank Collection. Oof, we really need more collections out there. Oh, no, never mind. Never mind that. Screw collections. We need remasters. Um, Ark the Lad 2. No idea what that is. Quest for Booty, a unique Ratchet and Clank game. Definitely a little like a mini adventure vibe. I under 100, which I guess is not bad for what it was. Though I do hope it was under. Well, hope it wasn't a full price game. That'd be wild. Infamous. Oh, the very first Infamous. Okay. PS3. I played Infamous a little bit. Solid game. Out of War goes to Sparta, PSP. Never played it. Look cool. Dark Cloud, PS2. Never played the first one. Seemed cool. I might play it one day, maybe on stream. To another golf game. Jet Moto, Twisted Metal 3, PS2, PS1. Jet Moto 2. What is a Jet Moto? Is that a racing game? Legend of Dragoon. Another series I never played, but I see it a lot. So no surprises on this list. And the hundreds. Under 100, rather. Jack 3, that's almost surprising. I guess maybe the Jack series was losing a bit of steam, maybe? Maybe. But not, that is still a million, over a million is still good. Sackboy's Big Adventure, PS4, PS5, Okay, all that considered, it seems that maybe the Jack series is not, I mean, the Sackboy series is not, doing that great. Gran Turismo 4 Prologue? Is that, is that, is that like a whole game? Well, alright. Siphon Filter 2, I think I played that as well. You have to, hunt down the, taser. That is still as fun as ever. MLB The Show 19. I have nothing to say, but it did well. Cool Borders 3. NFL Heavenly Sword is a series I almost forgot about. Why aren't there more Heavenly Sword games? Why isn't there Heavenly Sword 2? People, I think, liked it, right? It's been 13 years, soon to be 14. A Bug's Life, PS1. That did not look like a particularly good game, I gotta be honest, but Disney, not Disney, Pixar got a good check out of that. You know, I don't think they were with Disney quite yet. Shadow of the Colossus, PS2. People say Shadow of the Colossus is one of the greatest games of all time, so one day I will play it. One thing that comes to mind is that it's a game where there's a movie with Don Cheadle and Adam Sandler that kind of sort of revolves around this game. So that's always what comes to my mind. Marvel Spider-Man Remastered PC. Now, a remastered game on the PC from a game that's not very old. That's very good sales. That's kind of great, actually. Holy smokes. Gran Turismo Concept Tokyo. Uh, yeah, Gran Turismo. I don't know if I ever played Gran Turismo games. Arc the Land. Everybody's go to. Here we go. Game I've actually played. Jack 2. Uh, 1,060 units. What do I have to say about Jack 2? That game is freaking hard, and I've never beaten it. I've never actually beaten Jack 2. I get fairly decently far, but I never got there. It's a good game. Good game, though. The Dark Jack is freaking useless. I think I've beaten Jack 3 multiple times, but never gotten to Jack 2. Yeah, whatever. Good game. Which was a little higher. Parappa the Rapper. Iconic series. No surprises that high. Never played myself. MLB The Show 21. Twisted Metal 2. Off-Road Fury? Hey, Resistance 3. Another Insomniac games are gonna be up here a lot. They got like they made like 18 Ratchet and Clank games, so yeah, they're gonna be on here somewhere. Never played any of the Resistance games. I did not have a PS3 until way later, so I didn't get to try a lot of good ones. Um, yeah, Resistance 3. And Ratchet and Clank. Future Kraken Time. This reminds me I'm going to do a tier list for Ratchet and Clank. Because I just recently finished Kraken Time. By recently, I mean like mid this year. Solid game. That's all I say for now. Resistance Retribution. Is that like the second one? No, that's a PSP game. Okay. Crash Bash. Who remembers Crash Bash? I played a bit of that. Ratchet and Clank. Future All for One. Did quite a bit better than I would have expected. It's almost 2 million copies. Demon Souls Remake. I guess that performed to expectations, but not as not, but it could not beat the man himself. Nah. Yes, the knack attack happened. It hit a solid 2 million units. Killzone, shut off all. Excuse me. So come, everybody's golf. Dexter? Oh, right, that Dexter gang. uh, Dexter being higher than Jack 2 and 3 is funny, real funny. Everybody's golf. God of War collections. Now, from what I've seen, those God of War games, they do very well on PS Plus. Very well. Ratchet and Clank, Future Tools of Destruction. That's a solid game. Not sure why it did so much better than Tools of Destruction. Maybe we were just looking for a game that came out on the early units, the early systems, whatever. Wait, what I got to say? I think people this came at a time where the PS3 came out, so a lot of people just look for a game to play. Yes, whatever. Beyond Two Souls. I keep forgetting what this game's even about. Resistance 2. Again, never played the first Resistance. Ratchet and Clank, Gladiator, or Dead Oct. This is a awesome game. Another Insomniac yet Ratchet and Clank game. How many times is Insomniac on this list, I wonder? The Getaway, is the Getaway a third-person shooter? Where you play like two characters? If so, then I know what it is. God of War Ascension. Apparently, a lot of people didn't like God of War Ascension, not sure why. Ratchet and Clank Going Commando. The beginning of the puns. I missed the puns. But yeah, solid game. God of War Chains of Olympus. PSP. Goodness gracious, that game does great. Spyro Year of the Dragon. That is Spyro 3. 3 million units. Spyro 2 Ripto's Rage. Again, over 3 million units. And is the difference between 3 and 4 sales is not that far. It's uh, what is the real reason they stopped? Because why would you just stop a series that's doing like this well? Interesting. Motor Store. Ratchet and Clank. Up your arsenal. PS2. That's maybe my favorite Ratchet and Clank game. Resistance Fall of Man. That's the first one. Yes. Until Dawn. Ratchet and Clank. A Rift Apart. There we go, almost 4 million units. I Toy Play. Crash. Bandicoot. Team Racing. Is that the one where you can merge cars? No, that was way later on, I believe. Classic. Very first Ratchet and Clank. 4 million units. Sweet. Jack and Daxter. The precursors of Legacy. Jack and Ratchet and Clank being that close together is awesome. They really do share a fan base. God of War 2. Whatever. Yeah. Those games sold great. Ratchet and Clank, yes, I was waiting for it. There it is. Ratchet and Clank Size Matters, the second best-selling game in the franchise. For the PSP and PS, it was for the PS2? I never just had not seen it with the PS2. God of War. Dude, quite the epic franchise. Now, I can definitely tell on the list here that this definitely doesn't tell the whole story. Like, gun was This is definitely up there as a series. Gran Turismo. Gonna be seeing that name a lot. 40. Drive Club? Takes that. 39. Uncharted Drake's Fortune. Is that the first Uncharted game? Well, either way, solid game. 38. Spyro the Dragon. Gotta love an OG mascot classic like Spyro the Dragon. Infamous Second Son. Well, a sequel did higher, quite a bit higher, in fact, than the first and maybe second game. I wonder why. Maybe right place, right time. That definitely had to have been beyond expectations. Anyways, Gran Turismo 6, PS4. I mean games. That's sweet. Again, never played those games. Heavenly Rain. Which? Oh no, Heavy Rain. That's that. Wait, no, I missed one. Death Stranding and Death Stranding Director's Cut. 5 million units. Why did I think that bombed? Well, it definitely didn't bomb. It didn't do amazing, but it did well. Heavy Rain, PS3, PS4. What is that director's name? The Too Human guy. Not Too Human. Beyond Two. It doesn't matter. Let's move on. David Cage. Yes. That's when the cage became uncaged. Gran Turismo 5 Prologue. Okay. Little Big Planet. Never played. The curse of being playing PS3 so late. God of War 3 Remastered Edition. Or remastered. In the top 30. And God of War 3 Remastered was like the #1 Sony game, or #1 game period on PS Plus. Uncharted 2 Among Thieves. That no, I only played Uncharted 4. The original Crash Bandicoot. Wow. In number 27. 26. The yes, that's what I'm saying. It is the highest selling and best selling Ratchet and Clank game, the PS4 remake. One of the most controversial in the franchise, but still did well and saved the series, in my opinion. Crash Bandicoot Warped. Was that like was that like the fifth one? I don't remember. No, was it the not fourth one? Either way, so gangbusters. Who else? But who did better? Who did better was Bloodborne. Just not my type of game personally. Crash Bandicoot 2, Cortex Strikes Back, PS1. God of War 3. Do 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 do. Almost 8 million units. The Last of Us. Over 8 million units. Horizon Forbidden West. Almost the same as The Last of Us. Which is, though, uh, it came on PS4 and PS5. Am I looking right? Yes. Apparently, this was slowed down in sales. Excuse me. To slow down in sales due to release on the PS Plus. So yeah, they ain't gonna do that again. Release those games like that for long. Never. They're never gonna do what PlayStation does, not Xbox does, and do it same day or even within a year. Anyways, Detroit Become Human. Number 19, huh? Okay, PS4, PC. That game did exceptionally well. Days Gone. You would, what was the actual reason that it get a sale? I remember the writer said something about wokeness. That was funny, but I mean, not a sale, a sequel. But the writer says wokeness or whatever. But I mean, it sold well. It just wasn't critically reviewed well, from what I remember. Gran Turismo 2 racing game, PS1. Uncharted 3 Drake's Deception. Uncharted Collection 14 Ghost of Tunisia Director's Cut included 9 million. And now we're in the $10 million category, starting with The Last of Us Part 2. Hmm. Last of Us Part 2 did not do as well as as well as the first. I'm not sure why. Um, I don't know. Maybe the controversy and just the fact that, sequels seem to do less sometimes. Gran Turismo 4, Gran Turismo 5, Gran Turismo Sport. They make up 12th, 11th, 10th, and 9th of the best-selling series that Sony has. So it might all things considered be it top two of if not number one, which you add all together of Sony's best-selling franchise. I'm gonna guess it has to do with the Europeans. It makes me wonder how well do the does that game series Xbox has Forza? That must do pretty darn well. And Marvel's Spider-Man, Miles Morales, PS4, PS5, PC, 14 million units. That is, that is, well, that's why Insomniac is going to be doing a lot of Marvel games in the future, and Gran Turismo 3. So maybe Gran Turismo is just flat out the best-selling um series that Sony has. It does magic for them. God of War Ragnarok has done gosh darn well for the PS4 and PS5, 15 million units. I will play that game very soon, even though I feel like I've watched everything from it just on YouTube. What I watched from it is pretty much Kratos talking about his past and what he thinks now because it's the most interesting part story-wise for those games to me. Anyways, 5, The Last of Us Remastered. It did incredible. You're going to be seeing a lot more remasters in the future, by the way. It would be crazy if Sony didn't do more remasters. The Last of Us Remastered doing that much. PS4 is, yeah. Hopefully they dip into the PS3, PS2 library. That's all I ask for. Uncharted 4, A Thief's End. It's pretty incredible to like the fourth game in the franchise to do that well, to be the #1 game. I wonder why. Maybe it was an early PS4 title. I don't know. And Marvel's Spider-Man at number 3. PS4. And I guess if you add up to what I'm saying, was you add up the PS5. The PS5 sales. Or no. If you add the remaster sales and the PS5, because it's better on PS5 as well. Hmm. Yeah. I wonder if it switches the spot. Anyways, number two, second most, number two most units, God of War, 2018. That series done pretty darn well. Like the change, I do wonder, even if it didn't have the change in direction, would it still done this well? Because the direction they have now definitely fits with the modern Sony times. And number one, to the surprise, but I think a lot of people for the PS4 and PC is Horizon Zero Dawn. Why is Horizon such a banger selling series? Now, the first one did have a little bit of hype around it. The trailers were pretty good. I and well, people can talk about how much they getting a little bit tired of the open world formula. Get a little bit tired of the Ubisoft formula, but in reality, no. People will eat that the heck up to the end of time if it's done well, and it's done well in the Horizon games. Yeah, so you definitely, if you see that this character is being pushed or the game is being pushed a lot, this is why. It's their number one series through units. And another reason I think Horizon Zero Dawn might be doing so well is it maybe has a pretty big female audience and the type of audience that you don't see online. You know, the Horizon series might be like the Avatar of game series. Well, those are my thoughts. Um, Games that I'm somewhat surprised didn't make the cut is, well, only one Sly Cooper game made it on here. That was the first Sly Cooper, so it's unfortunate that that series didn't do incredibly well. What else? There's definitely other big series out there that wish that you would think would be up here, but none come to mind. I might do a separate video on that. But yeah, anyways, if you like this, if you decide to watch the stream, even all the way up here, please leave a like.